matter.
All right, guys. For time purposes, I'm gonna just start the um, our meditation session. I'm just going to begin our meditation session. So it's going to be a good 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes of silent meditation. And it's going to be guided by Alan Watts. I'm starting the recording right now. Hope you guys enjoy. Take the time to just be by yourself and be you. So, hope you guys enjoy this one. This is one of my top favorites.
Well, now, the easiest way to get into the meditative state is to begin by listening. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. And let them go. In other words, you could put it, let your ears hear whatever they want to hear. Don't judge the sounds. There are no, as it were, proper sounds or improper sounds, and it doesn't matter if somebody coughs or sneezes or drops something. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, I want you to listen to the sound of my voice just as if it were noise. Don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound. As you pursue that experiment, you will very naturally find that you can't help naming sounds, identifying them, that you will go on thinking, that is to say, talking to yourself inside your head automatically. But it's important that you don't try to repress those thoughts by forcing them out of your mind, because that will have precisely the same effect as if you were trying to smooth rough water with a flat iron. You're just going to disturb it all the more. What you do is this. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. Now, in this process, another thing that is happening that is very important is that you're breathing. And as you start meditation, you allow your breath to run just as it wills. In other words, don't do at first any breathing exercise, but just watch your breath breathing the way it wants to breathe. And notice a curious thing about this. You say in the ordinary way, I breathe, because you feel that breathing is something that you are doing voluntarily, just in the same way as you might be walking or talking. But you will also notice that when you are not thinking about breathing, your breathing goes on just the same. So the curious thing about breath is that it can be looked at both as a voluntary and an involuntary action. You can feel on the one hand, I am doing it, and on the other hand, it is happening to me. And that is why breathing is a most important part of meditation, because it is going to show you, as you become aware of your breath, that the hard and fast division that we make between what we do on the one hand and what happens to us on the other is arbitrary. So that as you watch your breathing, you will become aware that both the voluntary and the involuntary aspects of your experience are all one happening. Now that may at first seem a little scary, because you may think, well, am I just the puppet of a happening, the mere passive witness of something that's going on completely beyond my control? Or on the other hand, am I really doing everything that's going along? Well, if I were, I should be God. And that would be very embarrassing, because I would be in charge of everything. That would be a terribly responsible position. The truth of the matter, as you will see it, is that both things are true. You can see it that everything is happening to you, and on the other hand, you're doing everything. For example, it's your eyes that are turning the sun into light. It's the nerve ends in your skin that are turning electric vibrations in the air into heat and temperature. It's your eardrums that are turning vibrations in the air into sound, and in that way, you are creating the world. But when we're not talking about it, when we're not philosophizing about it, then there is just this happening, this
Alright guys, welcome. Hope everybody's doing amazing, feeling great, feeling recharged. I know I do. I feel really well right now. Okay guys, so looking at it the daily perspective, you may think that this is still bearish and we can distribute from this imbalance. And now you're not wrong, but all I want to point out is all this upside liquidity and the fact that we came down all the way to this imbalance on the weekly. So I really like that area. I do believe we're going to just continue to go higher from here and seek out these highs to the upside. So really good reaction out of that area. I'm not bearish at all on the daily, and on a daily perspective, I'd love to see us get back into this insufficiency. Yeah, so that insufficiency is my first objective for the day, and we'll see what time it hits it. Oh yeah, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all of you. As you guys may notice, like I didn't throw out the link everywhere. I didn't spam the link anywhere like I usually do in terms of Telegram chats. Like it's not for any other reason other than I just don't, out of respect, out of all the communities that I'm a part of, I don't want to spam a daily link every single day. So good morning, and I appreciate you guys for staying on top of it. I appreciate you guys for being here today without any announcements, without anything. You guys are showing up for yourselves, so I'm really proud of you for showing up and for being responsible enough to, again, check on the chat and check on your on the YouTube. So far, just looking at these highs right here into this previous area of distribution. I want to see what happens when we get back in there, but overall I am bullish on the daily, and I want to see price action continue to go to the upside. All we've been doing since the open though is upside, so that's why this is my first objective, because I want to see what happens after we take that high out. Good afternoon for you, brother. Nice. Thanks for showing up, bro. Appreciate you. I know you have an incredibly busy schedule, so it means the world that you're here. Let's dive into NASDAQ and the indices. We got another couple minutes before the open. NASDAQ is just ripping through all of our objectives. Just really just tearing all of our objectives. Yeah. I deleted everything. I just took everything off. But in terms of NASDAQ, and I want to go back to the monthly, because the monthly is about to close, guys. The monthly is about to close. So just beware that the monthly is extremely bullish. We filled up the insufficiency all the way. Extremely bullish on Dow. Extremely bullish on S&P. Okay, just be aware of that as we dive deeper into the weekly. Okay, weekly is bearish. We did take out internal liquidity. Now, yesterday we hit internal liquidity. So today I'd like to see a rejection, but ideally my eyes go to this high right here. So maybe we get back up there. Maybe. It's a huge maybe for me, because enough liquidity right now has been ran to the point where I want to see shorts. Enough liquidity has been ran enough for me to want to see shorts. Now, guys, I want to be very clear. Tomorrow is NFP. The day before NFP, your probabilities of catching a really good setup are there. They are present, but they're a lot lower. They're on the lower end versus the higher end. But there are moves that play out very nicely. Okay. So, as of right now, I'd love to see it pop a little bit higher, but it absolutely does not have to after we took out that high right there. Okay, so we're gonna leave that marked out as we dive into the 4-hour and daily. On a daily perspective, I'd love to see us start making our way back down into this imbalance, and if we are gonna go higher, make it back to an imbalance, whether it's today's imbalance that gets created today or whether it's this imbalance down here and coming back into this mitigation candle. So I'm gonna look there. This is also a gap. So I'm gonna look in those 3 areas. So far I want to see what happens when we move all the way down there. And then I want to see if we potentially come for that previous daily low and move higher, or if today we create an imbalance and move higher from there. But overall, I'm looking for a deeper trade into here, into this area. Dow closed our weekly insufficiency entirely. 1 second. Let me just make sure that you guys can see this on the weekly. Okay. We traded into the mitigation candle right here. As I mentioned yesterday, that was really what I was looking for, this mitigation candle right here. Okay. And there's a slight insufficiency up there. Very slight. Maybe we get back up there. We don't have to. Just know that we've already taken out major liquidity and we've hit a major level of resistance. So we don't have to get back up there, but that imbalance is ideally where If we get distribution, I'd like to see distribution from. But yeah, no, the likelihood is that we're gonna fall into the Asian lows and maybe previous daily lows. Okay, it's a huge maybe, but for sure Asian lows. I mean, Asian lows over here already got clapped, but Asian lows across the board. But I am bullish. Just know that I want to see more bullishness overall. But if we reject today, that's awesome. For Dow, my daily objective as of right now, my daily objective would definitely be the high of the previous day over here. That one right there. It's the high of that day, that long day. I want to see if price action makes it back down there. And maybe from there we accumulate. Maybe we take out previous daily low and we accumulate. Who knows? But overall, you can clearly see that we've hit major levels of liquidity. We've are rejecting to the downside. We've hit the order blocks. And just rejection. S&P. Weekly, very similar. I want to see. Yeah, they all are chilling right below a previous area of distribution. Look at that. Just know that S&P already took out internal liquidity. Not much rejection after we took out internal liquidity. So that's why I'm being pretty hopeful about getting back in here, especially that imbalance in here. Okay. Now, yeah, we've left a lot of liquidity up there. So maybe right now what we're doing is we're going to come down, sweep some liquidity before we go take some more liquidity. Because right now, we are in previous areas of distribution, but we're chilling right below some equal lows. We're chilling right below some equal lows across the board on all of them. So with that, yeah, NASDAQ had one just right above this one. Yep. Into that daily imbalance right there. Nope. Right there. See that? They all have that level or objective right there. So we'll be cautious and attentive of that, of those potential longs. Now I don't trade the open, so if anybody is trading the open, cool, but I don't trade the open unless there's news. Okay, and you guys can see that there was news this morning at, I believe, 8:30 Eastern. But as we come up to the open, you guys can see higher high, higher low, higher high. Maybe from here we go to those highs, right? Maybe we're not ready to short yet and we go for those highs. Maybe we short into the lows first and then go long. If you're looking at this whole range, this whole Asian low is internal liquidity. Yeah, I do believe we can continue to accumulate for a little bit more from here. But overall, I want to see I want to see more clarity. But yeah, I do believe that we're going to go long from where we're at, especially on NASDAQ. NASDAQ from this imbalance. Beautiful. We take out that imbalance. We have this inverted imbalance. 1 second. We have a small balanced price range that we respect there. 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute. No entry as of yet for me. Yeah. I believe that we are going to see these lows, just not yet. No. Maybe we take out that high, like I said, first. We don't have to, but maybe. NASDAQ, since it did take out the Asian low, you guys got to know NASDAQ is going for it. Okay, NASDAQ did take out the low, so NASDAQ is going for it. Dow didn't take out the Asian low, so Dow is struggling to go for it because it doesn't have enough liquidity to go up. S&P as well, it doesn't have enough liquid. Oh, Asian low was ran on S&P. Yeah, I anticipate S&P to make a run for it as well here pretty soon. Took NAS at the open, nasty. Yeah, I don't really trade the day right before NFP. But I do find price action currently very interesting because we just have a lot of liquidity to the downside. Nasdaq might be going for that high. Okay. Dow moving towards that Asian low. Major divergence across the board. S&P stuck between chasing Dow and Nasdaq. Doesn't know what to do. So yesterday we had a 50-50 vote. Basically, there was like about 5 people that were long and 5 people that were like short. I was personally long, and we ended up closing kind of long. I believe that everybody yesterday was correct. If you were looking for shorts, there was shorts. If you were looking for longs, there was longs. So everybody who was a little bit thrown off by price action yesterday, just know that both sides ended up playing out just perfectly. So there wasn't anybody that was more correct than the other one. They all ended up playing out. I love this right here to continue moving higher on Dow. That's intraday liquidity. We took out previous hourly lows. Came into that imbalance right there. I like Dow. I like these longs from here. Honestly, if we come back into this down push here, I'd be willing to look for longs out of that area into this highs. I kind of did it at that candle, but it's a little bit too fast. I have a limit right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go make a tea real quick, and I'll be right back. Otherwise, I'm not gonna make it through the stream. I really won't. My throat is killing me. Just woke up a little congested, so yeah. But I'm gonna leave a limit right here. At the 50% mark of that imbalance. Yep. Actually, it doesn't have to be 50%. The breaker is right there. So I'm gonna leave it at the open of that imbalance. I'll be right back though. Alright, guys, sorry. I was looking at the price action through my iPad. Honestly, the 5-minute closed bearish, that totally invalidates the whole thing. So I just got closed right away. Yeah, 100% invalidates this whole thing for me. Because then the bearish breakers right here. But yeah, no, it totally invalidates the whole thing for me. Structure is king. So no, yeah, I'm not in this. Yeah, this is the bearish breaker now. That purple one. This one right here. We just mitigated out of it. It's that high and this low. Yep. Beautiful. There it is. Just ended up falling through. That's why I closed it. Yep, no trade for me. Might even be like a no trade week. I don't count that limit. That limit, I closed it before I even activated. It might not be a trading week for me until tomorrow. NASDAQ hit that high. And yes, NASDAQ hit her objective. Okay. Tapped into that imbalance. Okay. Tapped into that daily imbalance. Dow chilling. S&P relaxing too as well. S&P I think is stuck between the two. Yeah, it's in the same spot. Oh, we're almost at the high. We're almost at that daily imbalance. Nothing for me yet. Just that one, but 5-minute completely invalidated it. And I'm just falling from that 5-minute breaker. And imbalance. weird to see DXY and indices both bullish. Maybe. I don't know. I see it a lot, to be honest. Not gonna lie to you. You'll get used to it. It happens way too much. Almost all the time. They'll both be printing the same direction. Especially NASDAQ. NASDAQ does that all the time. Honestly though, if we get up to this high and start distributing, we're gonna fly high, maybe below Asian lows on Dow, maybe below the lows on S&P. NASDAQ is just kind of doing its own thing, right? But I believe that NASDAQ's gonna take down that triple bottom as well. That one right there. Yeah, 100%. NASDAQ's gonna rip through this imbalance. Ideally. Just look at the way we closed. Damn. Here we are. DXY. Like I said, I am bullish overall on DXY. So if we continue pumping, perfect. If we get a rejection out of here and slight distribution, again, perfect. I think what we're going to wait for it is some Asian lows here first. Yeah. Some lows getting hit first, and then we're going to be looking for these longs. Yeah, nothing yet. Now, I want to see what your guys' thoughts are. Are you long for the day, or are you guys short for the day? Now, if it's not clear, it's not clear, right? But let's say gun to your head right now. if you had to pick one side that is more probable than the other side, what is your choice, chat? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. I want to see. What is your pick? What is your pick? You guys want to see more longs? You guys want to look for evidence for shorts? Elisa says longs. Juan says longs. Ooh, JD's calling out shorts. Zach short. Ariane longs. SJ longs on indices. Okay, yeah. I'm glad you clarified that. That's true. We don't just trade indices. NFP shorts to previous daily low. Zerk said shorts. Levero said longs. Interesting. We got like another day full of 50-50. As of right now, I don't see anything that's really like jumping out, screaming trade me, unless we take out that Asian law. Longs today, shorts tomorrow. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm more in favor of the longs right now. More in favor of the longs today, personally. Tomorrow, though, I can't say. I can't say for NFP. It's gonna be a tough one. Ideally, NFP shorts. But given the monthly perspective, like monthly is super, super bullish. TXY hit the objective very nicely. Now it is before 10 a.m. So personally, I'm gonna set an intraday perspective goal. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep going. Maybe. What you guys have to understand is like we only need a slight retracement. Like we don't have to go short for the rest of the day. Like we only need a slight retracement like this one to cause a drastic up push on indices. That was from 7:45 to 8 a.m. 7:45 to 8 a.m. Guessing this is 7:30. 7:45 push Nasdaq. Slight push higher. But yeah, no, I'm more in favor of the longs. None of them are in areas where I would long it though. That's kind of the only fucking thing. None of them are in areas where I would personally take a long. And if I would, I don't see the 5 minute imbalance. Because S&P, yeah, I would long it, but yeah, I just don't see an imbalance here yet. And then we got these lows. Maybe we short it all the way down, but I'm not going to participate in shorts. Yeah, DXY took that daily imbalance. JD said lots of buy side liquidity on the 15-minute on Dow, and I'm thinking NFP will take them out to previous daily low, then pump because of the monthly on Dow is very bullish. Very likely. Yeah. I just don't see the shorts yet. But if you guys would like to play the shorts, you're more than welcome to. I just won't be taking it. Yeah, Nasdaq and S&P already took the Asian low. That's why they're flying harder. Flying harder. Dow still. I'm still questioning Dow. There it is. That reaction. It's starting to happen. Bullish, bullish. Just, yeah. It's very hard to find an entry point with all of this. Very difficult. DXY just swept those highs. I think I already read that. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, very slow week, guys. I know this is our first week, but very slow week, and it's given that it's NFP. So I'm not really stressing about it. Neither should you. Because, I mean, unless you're like blowing your account here, trying to catch these, don't stress it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. We got. Oh, it's 10 a.m. Nice. Nice. It's 10 a.m. All right, so given that it's 10 a.m., we're gonna go with my theory about 9 a.m. liquidity. We're gonna see if 9 a.m. gets liquidated today. 9 a.m. liquidity. I think NASDAQ is the only one that's not gonna run the low. But that's my 9 a.m. liquidity. The high already got ran. This is my 9 a.m. liquidity here on S&P. I don't think that S&P is going to be as likely to run it, but yeah, that's my 9 a.m. liquidity. Just looking at my 9 a.m. liquidity. I'm really proud of myself for dodging that bullet earlier on Dow. I did a smart play by taking my iPad. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys too. It was also because I put the trade on through my iPad, and I don't like trading through mobile. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't like trading through mobile, but I haven't opened my MetaTrader on my computer for so long. I have not opened it in so long, and I'm only logged in through my account on my iPad at the moment. Not even my computer. I do miss that noise though. I do miss it. Let me see. I'm gonna pop it open and see if it makes that noise. There it is. Wow. Yeah, I haven't opened that since my slippage day. Since I got wiped from all my funded accounts on that slippage day on CPI of February, yeah. It was like February 14th. I believe it was literally on Valentine's. We had some ramen for Valentine's that day. Ice cubes for dinner. Alright, let me go over here and look at what you guys are looking at. Just know that I don't like the 1 minute. Just be aware of that. Let me see what you guys are looking at though. 1 minute. Yeah, I mean, this could play out. Every bearish imbalance though is being respected, so I'd be aware of that. Bearish imbalance. Look at the way that we respected this bearish imbalance here. I'll bring your guys' attention to the bearish order flow. Okay. The moment that we close below that, that to me is bearish. I could be wrong. You know, still do your trades and everything, but currently looking at bearishness. JD said 15-minute breaker and FEG on SPX. I'm guessing you're looking at the bearish setup that just played out, brother. 15-minute imbalance, right? 15-minute imbalance and breaker. Breaker's right here. 15-minute imbalance is right here. Sexy trade. Sexy trade. I want to see that 9 a.m. low liquidated. I want to see if that 9 a.m. low gets liquidated. Fucking run it. Just yeah, just be cautious of your setups and follow your plan. And I don't recommend holding anything today for anybody that is trading. Harold says, LOL, huh? I don't like those noises of MT4. Yeah, MetaTrader has some weird noises. I see that as a target now. You see what as a target? Nas sells scalps. If you're a scalper, I guess. Yeah, I mean, imbalance. Boom. Maybe to these lows right here. These lows inside the 9 a.m. liquidity. 9 a.m. is liquidity to me, so it just makes sense. But Nasdaq is like the most bullish one out of all of them, so just beware of that. It doesn't need to take too many more lows. But no, I see what you're seeing for sure. I just well, look, I'll tell you what. I like this imbalance because there's an imbalance and this liquidity level, but Nasdaq was the only one that took out Asian lows. So you gotta understand, Nasdaq lows taken. Right? So if I was looking to scalp anything, it'd be one that has yet to take out the lows. So Asian low on S&P taken. So if I was scalping anything for shorts, it'd definitely be Dow. Excuse me. Yeah, the first tap into some areas is always a scam. I don't believe that we just need to tap an area once and then dump. So if we get back up there, we'll just be waiting for a nice distribution schematic. But guys, you know, we've been in here for like an hour at least. I have a horrible cold. I know you guys probably can't hear it too much through the microphone, but I did wake up with a really bad cold yesterday. And okay. Yesterday, I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but this happens to me when I get a cold. Like, I'll get like congestion, but then, like, bro, everything will hit me so fast within the hour. Like, everything just builds up. The congestion, headaches, fucking soreness, and throat. It just sucks. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Despite like having a cold, I feel great. I feel really, really good. Energy wise, I feel incredible. I think that I was a little bit on the negative side of energy when I woke up, but after that meditation, you start looking at your thoughts as something that just happens, and then you don't start blaming yourself for the things that you think, right? So you don't start feeling guilty for thinking that, oh, I'm sick, or you don't start putting yourself down, because then you realize that those thoughts just happened. They weren't you, they aren't you, and they don't define you. They just happened. And so the negativity was completely released when we were doing our meditation session. It was a really good one for those of you who were here. And for those of you who weren't, just know that at the beginning of every single session we're going to do through this 30-day challenge, we're going to challenge ourselves to do a 30-day meditation, right? A 30-day, every single day, showing up and meditating every single day, right? Whether we have the intentions of trading or not, right? Whether you intend to have a calm day or not, whether you intend, whatever your intentions are that day, I want you guys to start it with some clear-minded thoughts. So look at that. Nice shorts, nice shorts. $9 a.m.'s low right there. We're about to approach it on Dow. We took out the 9 a.m.'s high on NAS. So we still have 9 a.m.'s low down here. Will we make it there? Don't know. There's objectives, guys, but like I said, you know, the day right before NFP. What is NFP? Non-farm employment reports, which is unemployment reports, right? Unemployment numbers in the United States. And yes, that has a high impact on the US dollar. And yes, that does affect indices. So drop some 7s in the chat if you've traded NFP in the past. And drop some 8s in the chat if you've stayed away from these type of news in the past. Drop some 7s in the chat if you're going to be on NFP tomorrow and if you've traded it in the past. You know, drop some 8s in the chat if you're just going to be watching because you're someone that avoids news. And for those of you who are going to drop at 8 or 8s, let me know in the chat why. Why will you stay away from news like that? Let me know in the chat. Dow didn't want to liquidate 9 a.m. So close. Yeah, I saw what you meant though, JD. I don't know. I'm bullish. And when I'm bullish, I'll just stick to the buys. And you know what's crazy is my boy Byron made me realize this. We were a while back, we used to talk on the phone all the time, but one of our conversations was he was asking me, yo, like, what do you see more clearly? Right? Like, what do you see more clearly? Buys or sells? And he sees shorts way easier, and I see longs way easier. So I noticed that when I have a short bias, I can still kind of see like the other side of the market on the longs. But when I have a long bias, dude, it's fucking crazy, but I don't see the shorts. Like my eyes, my mind just blocks out shorts. And it's very hard for me to even acknowledge them, which is horrible because I want to train my eyes to see both sides of the market at all times, both possibilities, both probabilities at all times. He said 7s and 8s. Okay, look, if you traded in the past but you're gonna stay away, all I gotta say is news have provided some of the biggest trades of my life, and news have also provided some of the biggest lessons in my trading. And for those two experiences, I will not trade it for the world. For those two experiences, I will not trade it for the world. JD said, in the same way, bro, on indices, I will always be bullish very long term, and that can be a good thing. And it's not even like that I'm like looking long term, just longs, right? But it's mainly just because I see longs way easier than I see shorts. Way easier than I ever see the shorts. And so when I'm looking for longs that have a horrible case of not even acknowledging or realizing the other side, the shorts. But when I'm short, I do notice the longs still. Need more practice? Yeah, for sure. Look, for anybody that doesn't trade news, do me a favor. Go to my Forex funds, okay? Go grab a fucking 10K account, all right? And then create a little side journal for that, and you're going to call this one news events. And start trading news. Start collecting data for NFP, every single NFP of the year. Start collecting data for every single CPI of the year. Start collecting data for every single FOMC of the year. Start collecting data for every single PPI of the year. Start collecting data for every single PMI of the year. Start collecting data for every time Jay Powell testifies. All right, start collecting data. Because you guys can, you can tell me that I don't like news, but unless you have documented proof, right? Unless you have documented evidence over a consecutive amount of times that says news is dangerous for you and it doesn't work with your strategy, then there's no reason why anybody should be staying away from news unless they've already hit their weekly objective or weekly percentage. Besides that, it's an experience. You can't, out of the month, there's 5 weeks out of the month, relatively 5 weeks out of the month. Out of those 5 weeks, 3 have very high volatility news. So you can't stay away from the market for 3 weeks out of the month, right? You have to learn and adapt to volatility. You have to learn how these news are affected, because if I can tell you guys that we at Abundant Capital, Matthew and I met a student in one of our in-person boot camps, and his name is RJ. And RJ, used to not trade news all the time. And slowly but surely, he started learning how to navigate and see his confirmations and his edge during news, because he understood that news provided an incredible amount of volatility. So then you have RJ that learned with consecutive amount of effort on news. I'm sure he had bad days as well, just like any of us. But it's those days that probably taught him the most, just like it did for me. So, I just want to give RJ a good shout out, because that man is killing it on the charts. He kills it during news. He mainly focuses on news nowadays because he's learned so well how to manage himself during news. So I just want to give you guys that heads up. It's like, man, you can find 100 reasons why not to do something, or you can go experience the world, right? Go experience. And I recommend go experience it. Go learn. Go fail now, fail forward. Okay, you don't want to be 10 years in your trading career and barely learning how to trade news. This is a lifelong skill set. Type that in the chat. This is a lifelong skill set. Forever a student. Okay, forever a student. Drop it in the chat for me. Forever a student. Forever a student of this game, guys. Forever. This is a lifelong skill set. You don't want to be 10, 20 years down the line realizing that, oh shit, I should have learned news. You know what I mean? Just letting you guys know. This is a lifelong skill set. This is a lifelong commitment. If you're here thinking that you're going to do this as a hobby, sorry. Forever a student. Yes, sir. Forever a student. I'm going to drop it in the chat as well, because, guys, I'm forever going to be a student of the game. Forever, forever. And that's a commitment from me to you guys. We all have it right here. This is your guys' commitment to yourself, not to Inner Wealth, not to me. This is your commitment. Now we have a video. You have published a comment, right? It is published now. Your commitment and your self-integrity is now being put, and it's being tested. How much self-integrity will you have? How much will you be committed to your word? How strong is your word? Right? Like, if you say this, then commit to it, right, with integrity. And I will do the same. I'm here with you guys Forever a student, never giving up on this. Right? Always pushing forward. Just remember, fail forward now. Please. Don't take years to learn all this stuff. Fail forward now. It's okay to fail in the first few years of your life. It's okay to fail in the first few years of your journey. It's okay to fail even 10 years down your journey. As long as you remember that you're only failing because you never stopped being a student. You never gave up on yourself. So, whoever's in the longs, you know, my strategy wasn't present today, so no trades for me. My edge wasn't present today, no trades for me. But whoever was in the longs, I applaud you for sure. I thought Nasdaq would go a little bit lower, but it didn't. That Asian low, it's all I needed. And this is let's see, London's low. Oh no, this is London's low. Yeah, no, Asian low is all we needed. Nasdaq longs. I'm still long on Dow, still long on S&P. I mean, I would have waited below the lows, both on Dow and S&P. Nothing came up. So, guys, with that, I want you guys to fail forward today. Okay, if you're not failing at something every single day and learning from it, then you're not doing enough. All I gotta tell you, if you got enough time to scroll for hours in the day, I just gotta tell you, you're not doing enough. There's people out there that have more than it is that you want. They have everything that you want and more, and are still outworking you. So you can't let that energy, right? You can't let that energy stop you. You gotta keep going, man. You gotta outwork the competition. Right now, guys, everybody's like talking about recession. Everybody's talking about saving. Everybody's talking about, you know, all this shit that's going on in the world. Bro, lock yourself in, man. Get the hell, shut that noise off. Lock yourself in for the next 6 months. For the next 6 months, lock yourself in with yourself. Don't go out this winter. Just stay in. Fucking grind it. Study, fail. And then I promise you, when it comes around springtime, you'll be able to spring forward with much more ease. Because you've acquired all this skill set. You've acquired all this experience during winter time. Right? Right now, we're harvesting for the winter. We're harvesting experience. We're harvesting lessons. We're harvesting everything for the winter. For us to lock ourselves in. We're harvesting resources. We're finding mentors. We're finding mentorships. We're finding courses. We're finding information. We're collecting all this data for the winter, so in the winter we can apply to it. We can apply ourselves to it with tremendous amount of conviction. Forever a student, guys. Forever a student. Always remain a student of the game. Never forget that. And never forget all you've done to get to where you're at today. So that way you don't throw it away in one day, one sitting, one trade. Anyways, guys, no trade for me today. But I appreciate you guys so much for being here today, for hanging out with me this week. This literally been an incredible journey starting this 30 days. I never streamed for this long, this consecutively, for this amount of time. So, I thank you guys. Grateful for you guys. Tomorrow, guys, I want you guys all here. We are going to be... I'm not going to be throwing an NFP stream. Just know that I don't trade the news impact itself. I trade the opening that follows. So I will be throwing out the link around 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. I have to move a one-on-one that I have at 9 a.m. tomorrow. But I'm going to move it around because I want to be here with you guys. And I want to trade live with you guys. And see what we can catch, see if there's any opportunities, and if our edge presents itself tomorrow to us. But I mean, guys, until then, I want you guys to clap easy, trade responsibly. Remember that tomorrow I am going to give all the giveaway details. Okay, I'm going to give you guys all the information you need to participate in our Inner Wealth giveaway for a My Forex Funds 50K account. Okay, I'm giving away a 50K account. I remember a 50K changed my life. And I know a lot of people who've had 50K and changed their entire life around. So with that, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember that I have a boot camp, an online ICT Smart Money Concept boot camp coming up in October 28th at the end of so in 2 months. Yeah, exactly like 2 months from now, I'm going to have a online boot camp for all the concepts that you guys see me trading here. If you guys have ever struggled with bias, if you guys have ever struggled with order blocks, theories, imbalances, liquidity, all these institutional levels, all these trading analytics, I'm going to be doing a boot camp that's going to take you from basic concepts to advanced concepts. If there is anyone here who is interested in that, all you got to do is go to the description down below and click on the link and message me directly. You guys, there's a Telegram icon there. Okay? There's a Telegram icon there that you guys can look. So hold on, actually let me just share my screen real quick before I leave, because I want you guys to really take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, this is an online boot camp. This is a in-person. I used to do this boot camp presentation for my in-person boot camp. Okay, for my in-person boot camp, and we were looking at about you're looking at about $4,500 for an in-person boot camp. The fraction of how much this one's gonna cost, this online boot camp, is ridiculous. It's way lower. I've simplified the presentation quite a bit, so you guys can hit me up either through this Telegram icon, right? I would say Telegram. Message me on Telegram. That's like the best way to reach me. Okay, and if you'd like to know more, you can just click here, book a free consultation with me. I'm completely booked out, obviously, because it's the last day of October, but book a free consultation with me and we can run it. Okay, it's free. You can find out how much it is, what you need, and what it's all going to be about. Any details about the bootcamp that you guys have questions of, I'll share with you there. So those two things I'm gonna leave with you guys. Remember, giveaway detail tomorrow and online bootcamp on October 28th and 29th. Okay, guys, again, love you guys. I appreciate your energy, your love, your appreciation, everything that you guys put on the comments, your activity. I love everything. Thank you guys. It means the world to me, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Trade responsibly. Don't give up all your hard-earned work in one sitting, especially when price action looks like this. All right? You've worked way too hard. You came way too far. Be patient. The patient man will always eat because he can afford to wait. All right? Much love, guys. Take care. Peace.